Are you ready to level up your movie expertise? Let's get started. Hey everyone, welcome to Watch Order by Geeks Around Globe. Today we're diving into the top 10 movies that every law student or lawyer should watch, in the order of beginner to pro. Whether you're a young student, filled with dreams and aspirations to become a lawyer, or a senior attorney who heads a specialty division, this list will give you a glimpse into the challenges and how they deal with all complex legal situations.
Is not gonna get that man today. Don't threaten the judge.
Becoming a lawyer is a noble aspiration, and it involves more than just courtroom drama. Lawyers recognize the importance of knowing and following the laws that govern our society, as well as they advocate for justice, analyze legal theories, and work to ensure fairness for all. Now it's time to dive into the movies. At number 10 on our list, we have A Few Good Men. This movie revolves around the court-martial of two U.S. Marines who are charged with the murder of a fellow Marine. During the course of the trial, Lieutenant Commander Joanne Galloway has a strong hunch that the Marines carried out a code red and wants to defend them. However, an inexperienced U.S. Navy lawyer, Lieutenant Daniel Kaffee, is given the case. The movie is known to have some of the most explosive courtroom scenes and is known to have a gripping end. In order to be a good lawyer and to arrive at the truth, one needs to explore every facet of the case at hand. Even if you are new to the system, always keep an eye out and never fear to question anyone, whatever his or her occupation, because the law is the same for everyone. Moving on to number 9 on the list, and it's The Paper Chase. This movie revolves around James Hart, a fresher at Harvard Law School. Hart is in for a surprise when he attends the first class, conducted by Professor Charles Kingsfield, and expects the professor to explain basics. However, Professor Kingsfield prefers teaching by the inquiry and discussion medium, and when he ends up asking Hart a question, he does not know how to respond to the question and feels absolutely humiliated before the entire class. The rest of the movie revolves around how Hart works his way up and tries to become one of the best performers of his batch. The movie also showcases cutthroat competition and study techniques adopted by law graduates in law schools. It's a very close representation of what one should expect in a law school. Thus, every aspirant should watch it to know that surviving law school is not an easy road to tread. Next on the list as number 8 is The Accused. This movie revolves on how Sarah Tobias was raped, and thereafter her case has been assigned to Catherine Murphy, an assistant district attorney who wants to shut the case but is advised by her superior to enter a plea bargain. However, the victim is enraged by this deal because she wants the court to hear her side of the story. In an act of frustration, Tobias rams her car into a pickup truck driven by a witness of the crime who encouraged the rapists. Following this incident, Catherine decides to investigate the case to depth and further on prosecute the men who raped the victim, as well as those who cheered them on to commit the crime. This movie has quite a few courtroom scenes and is a good means to understand how witnesses are questioned during a trial. It also gives law aspirants a fair idea of how a criminal case proceeding takes place and what tasks a lawyer needs to perform in such a situation. At number 7 on our list, we have The Verdict. It's about a promising graduate of Boston College Law School who joins an elite law firm in Boston. However, things take a downward dwindle for him when he is framed with jury tampering by one of the senior partners of the firm because he was about to expose the firm's corrupt practices. Due to this, Galvin becomes an alcoholic, but things change for the good when Mickey, his former teacher and friend, sends him a medical malpractice case. The rest of the movie revolves around how he fights the case in court against a high-priced attorney. Law aspirants should watch this for the extreme court hearings that take place in the movie to get an idea of the intensity of it. As the number 6 on our list, we have Erin Brockovich. This is a biographical but a little dramatized adaptation of the life of Erin Brockovich, who sued the Pacific Gas and Electric Company, PG&E, an energy corporation, for contaminating the water of a town, Hinckley, where PG&E has a plant. The plot of the movie revolves around how Brockovich gathers evidence and builds a strong case against the energy corporation. This movie is based on a real-life incident and states that if one truly believes in the task at hand and is prepared to fight against whatever comes in the way, then nothing can stop them. So, every aspiring lawyer should have these traits of Erin Brockovich deeply instilled in their hearts. Next up in the list as number 5 is And Justice for All. This movie revolves around the life and times of Arthur Kirkland, a defense attorney in Baltimore. Arthur is in jail for assaulting a judge, Henry T. Fleming, of the case he fought. Arthur represents 2 clients, both of whom are innocent, but due to holes in the legal system, they are charged for crimes which they never committed. This leads to a situation wherein Arthur is asked to defend Fleming for a crime which Fleming is guilty of committing. The movie further revolves around how Arthur fights this case. As a lawyer, there may come a situation where you start questioning the entire legal system, and the movie is a must-watch for law aspirants to understand this facet of pursuing a career in law. Next up in the list as number 4 is Presumed Innocent. Further, this case is handed over to Rusty, and when evidence is collected from the crime scene, he is shocked to find that all of them point to him being the murderer. Rusty requests top defense attorney Sandy Stern to take over the case. Sandy investigates and appears for further hearings of the case and unearths many mysteries related to the crime. Aspiring lawyers need to know how crime scenes are investigated and what all they need to take into account in terms of evidence and how they should get witnesses to appear for the hearing of their case. As we approach number 3 on the list, we have The Firm. This movie is about Mitch McDeere, a final-year Harvard Law School student. Mitch is a promising student and is offered a job with Bendini, Lambert & Locke, a law firm that specializes in accounting as well as tax law. Drunk by money and power, Mitch starts enjoying his stay at the firm, but his happiness goes for a toss when he gets entrapped in illegal work undertaken by the firm, as well as 2 murders of fellow employees. The rest of the movie revolves around how Mitch uses his intelligence to save himself from getting framed as well as dying a mysterious death. The world of law is not as black and white as the lawyer's uniform. In order to survive, one needs to quickly learn the tricks of the trade, which the movie explains in detail. At number 2 on our list, we have My Cousin Vinny. It's a legal comedy film which revolves around how New York University students Billy Gambini and Tan Rothenstein are falsely put on trial for a murder they did not commit. To help them, Billy's cousin Vinny, who is a personal injury lawyer and who is newly admitted to the bar after 6 attempts, takes on the case. Vinny also lies that he has a lot of trial experience, whereas he is set to appear for the first trial of his life for his cousin. The movie further shows how Vinny fights the case in court. Although the movie is not a serious courtroom drama, but the film has been applauded by senior lawyers as they feel that it depicts courtroom procedures as well as trial strategy in an extremely realistic light. And finally, at number 1, we have the movie To Kill a Mockingbird. This movie revolves around Atticus Finch, who is a lawyer in Macomb, which is a racially divided town of Alabama. In this town, Finch takes up the case to defend Tom Robinson, a young black man who is accused of raping a white woman. The townspeople try all means at their end to make Finch walk out of the case, and even his children are attacked. All aspiring lawyers need to be brave enough to stand against the majority in order to bring justice to the world and ensure that truth and justice stand above everything. There you have it, our top 10 movies of all time that every law student or lawyer should watch. So, did we miss any of your favorites? Drop your top law and justice-related movie in the comments, and let's see which ones you think should make the list. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon to stay updated with our latest videos.